Okay, good morning class.
Good morning, teacher.
Okay, very good. How are you feeling today?
Good.
Okay, so today we'll start with something very interesting. Okay, because yesterday I actually got a call from the principal. The principal told me that because he saw that our school has many high staircase or has some elevated surface like this one, for example. Okay, so it makes the people with a wheelchair very hard to go up to our class because for every class we have like some elevated places, right? They are hard for them to go up to enter the class or enter any places. So that's why just now or yesterday the school principal called me, and then what he want me to do? Okay, he want me to design some wheelchair ramp for our school. Okay, he wants me to design some wheelchair ramp for our school to ease those students with difficulties. Okay, so I just wrote down the scenario for you guys to see. Okay, our school need to build a new wheelchair ramp. Okay, and I've actually obtained two proposals from two different designers. Okay, so before we look at the two proposals, okay, of course we know if you have a wheelchair ramp, it cannot be too steep, right now.
Yes.
Alright, okay, first we'll look at the two wheelchair ramp. Okay, these are the two wheelchair ramp. We have ramp A and ramp B. Okay, now, okay, never mind. Okay, now I want, okay, you. Can you tell me, just by observation, can you tell me, ramp A and ramp B, which one do you think is safer for the students having a wheelchair?
Ramp A.
Ramp A, good. Okay. Why do you think it's ramp A? It's not too steep. Good. Okay, now I want Linda. Linda. Okay. With these two diagrams, okay, can you identify their similarities or not?
The two units vertical is the same.
Yeah, the vertical is same, and then the differences?
The difference is the horizontal.
Yes, good. Okay, you can see that. Okay, actually for this one, for the ramp, this one we call the inclined plane or the inclined surface. Okay, so for every thing that has an inclined surface, we can actually make it into two components. Okay, the two components will be the vertical distance and the horizontal distance. Okay, and just now Hasina has already said these two vertical distances are the same, but the horizontal are different. And actually you can see from here, from just now the observation, you can see that ramp A is less steep, right now, less steep than ramp B. Okay, good. Okay, so now, before we get into our activity today, I want to touch a little bit on this one, not a little bit, okay, I want to touch on this one. The direction of gradient, or gradient is actually just steepness, which is what we use to describe the inclination for a plane. Okay, so if you look at this diagram, okay, you can see that there's two cyclists, one red and then one blue. Okay, the red one is climbing up the hill, and then the blue one is going down the hill. Okay, now I want you guys to consider only one direction lah. Okay, you can see that the cyclist is moving from left to right, right now. Okay, so we consider this direction only. Okay. So, okay, now we look at the red cyclist first. Okay, the red cyclist, it is going up the hill right now. Okay, so for example, let's say the red cyclist, it starts from here. When it go from A to B, what is increasing? Back. Okay, when this red cyclist is going from A to B, what is increasing? The height. Good. So when you say something is increasing, you represent it with what sign?
Positive.
Good, positive sign. Thank you for answering for that. Okay? We represent it with positive sign. So means that if you see something, it goes from left to right and the vertical distance is increasing, it is represented by positive. Okay. How about for the blue cyclist? Okay, the blue cyclist is going down from left to right, right now. Okay, so if it's going down from left to right, what can you say about the vertical distance? Decreasing. It is losing the height, right now. So when it's decreasing, we represent it with
Negative.
negative. Good. Okay, so to summarize, when we go from left to right, okay, when you look from left to right, if your vertical distance is increasing, it is positive, or we call it as positive gradient. If your vertical, you go from left to right, your vertical distance is decreasing. Okay, we represent it with negative gradient. Okay, here is a more simpler visualization that you can see. Okay, for this one, for example, okay, we're going from left to right. The ball is moving up. As you can see, when it's moving up, okay, it's gaining height. Can you see that? It's more larger and larger. Okay, so we represent the gradient. Okay, the gradient means that the steepness of this ramp lah. Okay, we represent the steepness of the ramp as positive gradient, positive gradient. And then for the negative, it's like this. Okay, you can see that as the ball goes from left to right, it goes down. The vertical distance is decreasing. So we represent it, the steepness as negative. Okay. Okay, now I want Fadila. Okay, Fadila. Okay. By just with your observation, can you tell me or not? Can you rank in ascending order? Which one do you think is steeper? In ascending order, which one is ascending order for the steepness?
C, A, B.
C,
A, B.
B. Okay. Can you tell me or not why you rank C, A, and B?
C less steeper.
Looks less steeper, okay? A
A,
also looks less steeper.
yeah.
Middle, okay? B,
B,
steepest.
steepers.
Okay, good. So, okay, so the observation for Fadila is actually correct. Okay, if we just look by our eyes, we can see that C is the less steepest ramp. Okay, A is the middle and then B is the most steep. Okay. But when we want to tell someone, okay, for example, I want to tell you, C is less steeper than A. Okay, if I just tell you like that, can you imagine how steep it is? Is it a little bit steeper, or is it like dangerously steeper? You cannot tell right now. And in mathematics, of course, we want to describe everything with numbers. Okay, we want to find a way for us to describe the steepness of these three things. Okay, and that is actually what we are going to try to discover today. Okay, so just now I've distributed you guys with this worksheet right now. And on the top there's a summary table. Okay, it's the same table as this one. Okay, so this one. Okay, so now I want you guys to fill in the vertical distance for ABC and the horizontal distance for ABC first. Okay? Yeah. Okay, so as you guys are doing, I want to call someone to come out and fill in the H vertical distance and horizontal distance. Okay, so I want Siti Saisha. Siti Aisha. Okay, sorry. Siti Aisha. Can you fill in over here?
Yes.
For 3. Oh, no need the unit. Okay, you guys do not need to write the unit, just the number. Only fill in the vertical distance and horizontal distance, ah? Cepat kan? Okay. Horizontal? Okay, never mind, I call someone. No Adira? Okay, fill in the horizontal distance. So, do you guys got the same answer as your two friends or not?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, good. So, and the answers are correct, lah? Very good. Alright. So now, what we are trying to do is, we want to assign a numbers to the gradient or the steepness of the ramp that we have here. Okay? The purpose of assigning the numbers is, besides comparing their steepness, okay, we want some number so that when we tell other people, they can straight away know how steep is the ramp. Okay? So, if you look at the three column, we have three. We have V plus H, V minus H, and V over H. Okay, we start with V plus H first. Okay? And V plus H is our first approach to finding the or defining the gradient. Okay? So V plus H means we take the vertical distance plus the horizontal distance. So now I want you guys to calculate the V plus H, write it down, and I want someone, okay, Divesh, I want you to write it down here. Your calculation for V plus H. Okay, everyone done? Do you guys got the same answer as Divesh?
Yes.
Okay, good. Alright, so now if we look at these three values, okay, we can see that the value for C is 10, right now? C is 10, and then B is 8, and then A is 6. Okay, so if we use this V plus H to assign it as our gradient value, so we can see C is more than B and then more than A, right or not?
Yes.
And when we rank this one, it will be C more than B more than A. Is it same as our observation previously?
No.
No. So this means that the V plus H method we cannot use it. Good. Alright. Now let us try with V minus H. Okay, now you guys calculate and I want Nazira. Okay, sorry Nazira. Okay, I want Sophia. Okay. Calculate the V minus H and you guys also write it down on the paper. Good. Let me. Okay. So what she got is, okay, for B minus H, for A is 0, for B is 4, for C is negative 6. Okay, so if we do the same thing, can you guys see? 0, 4, 6, okay. So if we do the same thing, we compare the value. Okay, if you want to compare the value, how do we arrange it? I want, okay. If you by just comparing the value, okay, this is the value of the gradient that we calculated. Okay. By comparing the value, how will we assign the order? Ascending. No need to write. C, A, B. Okay. So you guys can see that if we use V minus H, we actually got. Cannot see, Okay, just now she said if we use the values V minus H as our gradient, okay, we actually got the answer same as our observation. C is less steeper than A and less steeper than B. Okay, but why we cannot use V minus H? Okay, take this value here, the negative 6 on C. Previously, we talked about if we have gradient like this, from left to right, we are increasing the height. It means that the gradient is positive. But now let's see what happened to C. We get negative value, but it is actually a positive gradient. So the value here, although the observation is correct, but it is actually inconsistent because we cannot correctly describe the steepness of C and the direction for C. Okay? So how about let's try for V over H. Okay, so what is actually V over H means? I want the girl are you. Okay. What is actually mean by V over H? It is a fraction, right? It's a fraction. So recall back, what have you learned about fraction? Yeah, vertical over horizontal, or we take vertical distance, divide by horizontal distance. How about in terms of ratio? Can someone help her? There, can you help her?
I don't understand.
Okay, so just now we have tried two approaches for our gradient value. First one is V plus H, second one is V minus H. So now I want you guys to try with V vertical distance divided by the horizontal distance as our gradient value. Okay? Okay. So just now she said this one is vertical distance divided by horizontal distance right now.
Yes.
And recall back, what have you learned from your chapter ratio? When you have a fraction, it is actually equivalent to the ratio of the above to the below, which means that it is the ratio of the vertical distance to the horizontal distance. Vertical distance to the horizontal distance. Okay? Okay. So now I want you guys to calculate first the value for V over H. And I want you lah, came out and write out the value for V over H. Okay, everyone done their calculation?
Yes.
Alright, so do you guys get same the answer or not?
Yes.
For A is 1, for B is 3, for C is 1 over 4. And then if you assign the order, it is actually same as our observation lah. C is less people than A and less people than B. And actually, the formal definition or the real definition for the steepness or the gradient is actually just now what we discovered, which is V over H. And to write it out in terms of equation, it will be gradient is equal to the vertical distance over the horizontal distance, or we can say as the ratio of vertical distance to the horizontal distance. Okay. Everyone clear for this one?
Yes.
Any question or not?
No.
Good. Alright. So now this is a summary lah. Okay. For the A, we have a gradient of 1. The vertical distance divided by the horizontal distance. For B, we have 6 over 2, which we get 3. And then for C, we have 2 over 8, which is the gradient is 1 over 4 or 0.25. 0.25. Alright. Okay, so now I want. Okay, Nona. Just now we look at the slope or the ramp from left this direction. Okay, so how about this one? What is the gradient for A? What is the gradient for A in red color? Negative 1. Good. Okay, because you can see their vertical distance and horizontal distance are the same, just their direction is not same. This one is from left to right, is gaining the vertical distance, so it is positive gradient. But this one, if you go from left to right, it is decreasing in the height or the vertical distance, so it is a negative gradient. Okay, so how about for B?
Negative.
Good. How about for C?
Negative 0.5.
Okay, Very good. Alright. Okay, so just now what we have just learned is first we learned about the direction of the gradient. Okay, so when we have some, let's say some ramp or okay, this one I can rub or not?
Yes.
Okay, so at the start, first we learn about the direction of the gradient. Okay, direction of the gradient. So if we have some ramp or some line, okay, now we consider the direction from left to right, always. So if we have some ramp or some line or the inclined plane with from here to here, okay, from point A, starting from point A to point B, the gradient will be positive. Good. Okay. Because why is it positive? The girl of the there, blue tudung. Okay. Why is it positive gradient?
It's going to the right.
Okay, it's going from left. When it's going from left to right, what increases? The height or the vertical distance is increasing. So that's why we define it as positive gradient. So if we terbalikkan ya, okay, invert it, okay, as we go from left to right or A to B lah, okay, the vertical distance is decreasing. That's why when we have a gradient, a slope like this, the gradient is negative. Okay, after we found out the direction of the gradient, what we look at? Look at how do we assign numbers to the gradient. First, we start with V plus H, right now? Okay, and for V plus H, the problem that we found is the order is not same. Okay, the problem that we found is the order is not same. Just now, by finding the V plus H, just now when we finding the value for V plus H, for A we got 6. A we got 6, B we got 8, C we got 10. Okay? From our observation, we say that C is less steeper than A and then less steeper than B. But from V plus H, we found that C is actually the steepest. So it contradicts our observation. So that's why we cannot choose V plus H. Okay, and then V minus H, we found that it contradicts the direction that we defined. And lastly, we arrive with V over H, which is actually the formal definition for the gradient. Okay, any question?
No.
Alright, good. Okay, now we look at just some application for gradient. Okay, so for picture 1, where's the picture? Or a roof. Okay, so actually for a roof, we also apply gradient. Okay, imagine a roof that is flat like this. A roof that is flat like this. Rainwater comes down. Can it flow quickly or not?
No.
Cannot, right now. But if we have a gradient like this, okay, if we gradient like this, when the water falls down, it will go down, right now. Easier for the water to go away. If gradient like this, same, but okay, if two roofs like this, all the water contained in the middle, right now. The tackle, right? Good, okay? Okay. Then the second picture will be staircase. Okay, so if the staircase has a really high gradient, can you go up the staircase easily?
No.
Cannot, right? Because a high gradient means that when you go from left to right, the vertical distance is increasing very fast. So it means that the staircase is very steep. So it's very hard for you to go up the staircase. Good. So when we are designing a staircase, we will choose a gradient that is lower gradient. Alright. Okay, now back to the first situation the principal told me just now, yesterday. Okay, so here are the two proposals that is given by the designer. Okay, and here's the rules. Okay, a safe ramp must not have a gradient steeper than 1 to 12. 1 to 12 means for every 1 vertical distance, we need to have 12 horizontal distance. Okay, for that of ratio. Okay, so which rank do you think is more suitable to build? Okay, calculate your gradient and then explain why you choose rank A or why you choose rank B. Okay, the question is in your worksheet, and then also in the worksheet I provided I provided 5 questions which you need to complete and then submit to me in our next class. Alright? Okay? So, do you guys have any question? No? Do you understand what is gradient and the direction for gradient?
Yes.
Okay? So if no questions, that's all for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.